Hi everybody, it's Jamie here. I put a question out on Facebook and Instagram last week, seeing what the interest is in microgreens. So we got a lot of feedback, and I will be doing some Rochester Brainery classes later on, but that's not starting till March. And I thought, well, this is the perfect time that if you wanted to try on your own, you can purchase seed and try on your own, and then if you're not successful, then maybe come to the class later in March. So microgreens, there are a lot of different types of seeds that you can use for microgreens. And today we are going to use a black oil sunflower and a red Russian kale for this project. I'm doing it in my house because I want everybody to see what it's going to look like later on, and we'll keep on updating. We're going to do a lot of sessions, a lot of little mini sessions, so you can kind of follow along. I didn't want to show you just doing it in the greenhouse because, you know, homeowners have to do it in their house. So here we go. So on the black oil sunflower seed, it's got a very thick shell, very tough shell. So what I've done is I've put some in a plastic bag and with a little bit of water, and left them in the fridge for a couple days. And so what's happened was, you really only need to leave them in for a day, but I don't know if you can see the seed. See that little white line in the seed? The shell has now cracked open. So this is going to make it easier and faster for these seeds to germinate. So what I started with is just a little container. This is a Tupperware container filled with a soil mix. This does not have to be seed starting soil. So there's some vermiculite and perlite and lots of good stuff for aeration. It's a very light and fluffy soil. So I put it in here and I've kind of tapped it down. The next thing I'm going to do is, let me move you over here to the sink. I'm going to put some water in it, and it doesn't have to be on high, it can just be on where it's dripping a little bit. And you really want to make sure that your soil is nice and moist, but not too moist. You don't want it where you actually see the water floating atop of the soil. So I'm looking at it sideways and it looks pretty good. One more round. Okay, I gotta move you back here. So here we are. Here's my bin. And now I'm gonna put the sunflower seeds in. I'm gonna be generous with them because I want a lot of greens to come out of this. So I'm just spreading them out over the top of the soil in a nice layer. And I'm just going to kind of firmly push them down into the soil so it makes good contact. You're not going to cover these seeds because what happens is when you cover the seeds, when the shell breaks open, it remains on the plant. So it becomes a pain in the butt when you want to go and eat the greens, and you have to pull off the hulls of the seeds. So there we go. These are sunflower seeds, and see actually right there, see how the water's pooling? That's actually probably a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna dump it out, holding my seed down so it doesn't spill out. Oh, there goes one. Okay, so there's a sunflower seed. So now I'm going to do kale in this larger one. So sunflowers are a very nutty taste, have a very nutty taste, the microgreens, and the kale has a taste as if it were you were eating mature kale. Just has a nice mild flavor. So this one I'm not going to put as much water in. I guess always go light. rather than overdoing it. And then that way you can always add a little bit more if you look at the side and you see that it's still dry down at the bottom. You can always add a little bit more. So this one, let me dry my hands, is going to be a red Russian kale. And the seed is much, much smaller. Okay, so I'm going to just dump it right on there. I'm just going to take my hand and spread it out. Kale seed is about the size of your cookie decoration toppings, those little balls that you buy during the holidays. I'm going to tap that down. So you don't need a very deep container. You just need enough soil in there so that the seed roots can attach to something. And there we have it. Can't see it, but see all those little balls down there? That's your kale seed. So this is going to come up really nice and thick. One of the catalogs that I use, and I just want to show you here real quick or tell you about it, is a Johnny Seed catalog. This is where I buy all my seed for this project, something like this. Their catalog is, let me flip you around here. Their catalog is very, very nice. It's full of information. As you can see the variety. You can see, the description, and you can also see the flavoring. So if you don't know what it tastes like, then you can find it right here. It's a very nice catalog. You can actually request a catalog from them, and you can visit their website. So that's just a seed choice that I use, but there's many out there. But I really liked it because it had the catalog and it had all the info, all the different kinds of greens, all the flavorings, germination. Some of them take 10 to 15 days, where some of them are more like 25 days and very slow. So in the past, I've known kale to be pretty fast, and also sunflowers. Now beets, if you get into beets, they're going to take a lot of time. So this will conclude today's clip, and stay tuned for placement and lighting, and what to do over the next couple weeks as they're growing in session 2.